We have a constant stream of data, terabytes from telescopes and satellites, like a gigantic neural network watching the cosmos. Within that flow, a clear, repeating, intelligent pattern emerged. At its center is an object dubbed 3I Atlas, an interstellar visitor. Initially, it looked like just another comet, but the data didn't fit. The behavior of this object, or rather these objects, breaks predictive models. It's not merely a strange comet, it's as if a rock suddenly turned around and drove uphill. The usual physics of comets don't apply. What we observe isn't chaotic disintegration, but a fleet, a swarm, dozens of fragments moving along mathematically precise trajectories. They maintain distances, change vectors, and perform orbital maneuvers in vacuum without visible engines. Analogies to Comet Shoemaker Levy 9 are incorrect. That was brute, uncontrolled chaos. Atlas behaves like a ballet, or synchronized swimming. Each element precisely knows its relative position. Spanish astrophysicist Javier Martinez said it first, simply naming what the data showed. They move as if executing commands. Academic skepticism followed, until solar orbiter imagery made denial pointless. Data are data. The most startling episode occurred behind the Sun, in a gravitational shadow region near a Lagrange point, nominally unstable for natural bodies, where they're torn apart or flung away. Atlas entered, slowed, and hung there for days, as if parked. Gas release, or internal explosion. Instruments saw no flare, no dust, no thermal signature. The energy required is colossal, yet the maneuver was silent, seeming to violate conservation of momentum as we understand it. Independent analysts at SkyHub asked the obvious forbidden question: what if it isn't natural? What if it's technology? They proposed a fleet of interstellar probes. That idea no longer sounds outlandish. Avi Loeb was mocked for suggesting Oumuamua was a solar sail. Now that theory seems prophetic. Oumuamua may have been the first signal. Atlas looks like proof. As the swarm approached Mars's orbit, new objects appeared along its path, dozens, with anomalous thermal signatures. They were warm where ice and rock in Mars's shadow should be cold, and some reflected light like polished metal. The scientific community split. Some tried to stretch old theories with complex gravitational interactions. Others, like Dmitry Kravchenko, said the quiet part aloud. The question isn't whether the object is strange, but when we admit the textbooks are outdated, then came the final chord: gravitational maneuvers. The swarm performs slingshots around planets to correct course, as we do with Voyagers and New Horizons, except we do it with one probe and a mission control team, while this fleet seemingly does it autonomously and flawlessly. Monitors show one object carving a perfect turn near the Sun, while another gently decelerates near the intersection of Earth's and Mars's orbits. Maneuvers impossible for inert rocks. So the question is no longer what if, but what do we do next? Someone or something has demonstrated astrophysical mastery centuries or millennia beyond ours, already within our system. Some still prefer a comfortable chain of coincidences, but each new dataset makes that position harder to sustain. The question has shifted from is 3I Atlas moving intelligently to who or what is controlling it. As Atlas moves deeper into the solar system, new anomalies appear. Agencies expect an unprecedented concentration of small bodies near the Sun, behavior never seen with such intensity in recorded astronomy. Preliminary analyses show these bodies moving in absolute synchrony with Atlas, as if responding to it. What seemed a single odd fragment may be the vanguard of something larger, coordinated, intentional. Lacilla images suggest the invisible fleet is approaching faster than predicted, and not alone. The meaning of this grand motion will emerge with time. Official science avoids certain questions, but the signs suggest research beyond standard academic circles, with some analyses gathered in a little-known document. Tracking 3ATC and its many satellites now occupies observatories worldwide. Since October, data from NASA, ESA, and the Minor Planets Center indicate a growing cluster of objects along Atlas's orbital band between Mars and the Sun. Initially dismissed as coincidence or minor gravitational perturbations, the density and coordinated behavior didn't match natural expectations. The bodies didn't disperse like cometary dust, lacked gaseous tails, and in some cases emitted infrared radiation in rhythmic pulses. Miguel Arroyo, Institute of Astrophysics of the Canary Islands, reported anomalous thermal behavior in the region of 3I Atlas. Objects near 3ATC run approximately 40% hotter than expected at that solar distance. No current model explains such localized, intense heating without internal energy sources. High-resolution images from the Daniel K. Inouye Solar Telescope revealed small luminous points forming fleeting geometric configurations, triangles, straight lines, arcs, recurring at intervals. Plasma tracking analysis ruled out natural solar ejections. The trajectories were too stable and predictable for solar chaos. Between December and February, 3ATC was to reach perihelion, closest approach to the Sun. Around the same time, SOHO registered an anomalous increase in small body density near the Sun, unprecedented since 1995. In an understated 7th of October note, ESA acknowledged the near-Sun object count far exceeds historical records of comet activity. No dispersion model or complex gravitational simulation can reproduce the phenomenon. To some, it's a rare cosmic coincidence. To others, it signals an intentional pattern. The behavior seems purpose-driven. Lucien Revel, Paris Observatory, stated bluntly, 3ITLS fits none of our categories. It acts like a dynamic agent, responding to forces and objects in advance, as if anticipating the next moment. As observations continued, a new picture emerged. Fragments appear from nowhere and follow Atlas, guarding it, creating a gravitational corridor. The Sun looks like a rendezvous point. After perihelion, the bodies disperse in opposite directions, perfectly synchronized with the main object. Researchers dubbed them Guardians of the Sun, a term coined by real-time solar coronagraph analysts. The idea is simple. Each object holds a strategic position, performing a specific function, perhaps defensive, perhaps energy probing. 3ALC may not be merely passing through. Its mission could be data gathering and systemic analysis before departure. Public response ranged from fascination to disbelief. Forums and independent channels cross-checked public tracking data. Some enthusiasts reproduced anomalies using JPL horizons and stellarium. Amateur recordings show near-perfect alignments between Atlas and nearby small bodies, forming a striking Sun-Mars axis of symmetry too precise to ignore. The emotional response is telling. The more official science tries to force the phenomenon into old categories, the more people sense something larger than dry datasets and equations. In the terrifying silence of space, imagination expands, and millions quietly ask what such an organized structure could mean for us. The idea of a cosmic fleet shifts from science fiction to living metaphor, revealing both the scale and limits of our understanding, and touching directly on our perception of existence. In recent days, the Vera Rubin telescope, still calibrating, detected a new concentration of objects from the direction opposite Atlas's motion. Bodies that shouldn't be there followed trajectories leading out of the solar system, moving in formation faster than any known comet. Sources linked to JPL indicate some objects respond to solar magnetic variations, as if communicating with each other, or something else. The Guardians may not only observe, they might be waiting for a signal. With every update, the narrative grows more complex and less compatible with coincidence. Thermal data, orbital architectures, and the conspicuous silence of major agencies all point the same way. We face not a mere astronomical curiosity, but a challenge to the very definition of inert matter. What once seemed a technical anomaly now carries philosophical weight. Synchronized motions, organized structures around the sun, and orderly dispersal after Atlas imply intentionality. When nature behaves as if it has a goal, the line between physics and consciousness blurs. Science meets philosophy. Worldviews are tested. For centuries, we treated the cosmos as a soulless machine governed by blind laws. Yet discoveries, from quantum physics to cosmology, hint that matter can respond intelligently, as if the universe has inner awareness. David Bohm called it the implicate order, an invisible information layer binding everything. Giulio Tononi's integrated information theory suggests consciousness could be a fundamental property of reality, not just a brain byproduct. If so, Atlas may not be advanced technology at all, but awareness manifested on a cosmic scale. Perhaps the sun, stars, and planets are, in a way we don't yet grasp, aware of their existence. Maybe Atlas isn't acting but responding, interacting with an informational field that permeates the universe. This becomes existential. What happens to us if the universe is conscious? Such a realization would alter not only how we study space, but how we see ourselves within it. The notion of separation, isolated observers outside the universe, would collapse. We would be active parts of a universal mind exploring itself. Such ideas threaten established paradigms, which is why they're avoided, diluted, or ridiculed. If the cosmos is conscious, nothing is outside the reach of human thought, and that changes everything. Ignoring what 3ITLS represents keeps us in a comfortable illusion that we're observers, not participants, effects, not causes, the universe a stage, not the main actor. But every anomaly and every silence seems to say, something is watching us as we watch it. On this boundary between mystery and awareness begins the investigation presented in the ebook, The Mind of the Creator. Does the universe have consciousness? It doesn't offer easy answers, but invites deep reflection. What if creation is the cosmic mind's expansion? The book outlines experiments, bold hypotheses, and scientific correlations supporting this revolutionary view, and explains why phenomena like 3ITLS may be more than astronomical curiosities. This is not light reading. It's for those who sense something hidden in plain sight. Some truths can't be unlearned. The choice to continue lies with you. If the universe is conscious, every thought, emotion, and choice is an act of creation within a greater mind. What if 3Atlas is not a fleet, not a threat, not a coincidence, but a manifestation of that field of consciousness? Then we're not witnessing an awakening out there, but a reflection of our own awakening. It's not the universe approaching Earth. It's us realizing, perhaps for the first time, that we've always been part of a vast whole. If this resonates, join the conversation, share your view, and stay engaged. Imagine in the cold void, a perfect sequence of silent, faint signals passes by, hoping that somewhere on a small, restless planet, someone will realize they were never alone. When that moment comes, 3I Atlas and its retinue may already be gone, leaving only the distant echo of a question without an easy answer. Finally, when models fail and phenomena defy understanding, humanity turns to older knowledge systems, religion. For millennia, we saw the sky as a realm of gods and omens. Coordinated celestial motions like Atlas would have been read as divine order, a heavenly chariot, or angelic procession. Many traditions speak of a unified consciousness. Brahman in Hinduism, the Tao in Taoism, the all-seeing God in Abrahamic faiths. The modern hypothesis of a conscious universe reframes ancient intuitions in contemporary terms. Cosmic consciousness, informational field, opening dialogue between science and religion. If the universe is conscious, mystical experiences of unity may be genuine encounters with a universal mind. Prayer becomes interaction with reality's fundamental structure. But incontrovertible evidence of organized cosmic intelligence, extraterrestrial or cosmic as such, would test dogmatic systems, confirming some beliefs while provoking crises in others, challenging anthropocentrism. Institutions might read it as salvation, apocalypse, or deception. History shows new knowledge meets resistance, yet both science and deep faith are tools for knowing reality. Whatever Atlas truly is, it forces us to widen perception's boundaries. The greatest mysteries may lie not only in scriptures or equations, but in the silent dance of the stars, calling us to humility and endless inquiry. Perhaps in the synthesis of scientific curiosity and spiritual reverence lies the key to our place in a conscious, living, infinite cosmos.